I'm going to go through how I would become a freelance writer in 2024. This is part of our series where we break down 101 different side hustle ideas. You're going to be learning 7 things in this video. Number one, we're going to talk about what freelancing writing is, identify your own skills, how it can relate to freelance writing, who this best is for, getting started with the skill, 5 ways to monetize your skills, tech options to get started, 3 of them, and how to get started and get paid right now. So let's get right into it. First of all, what in the world is freelance writing? Well, this has to do with number one, creating articles or blogs or content for businesses. So this could be guest blogging, court reporting, editing, publishing, house editing, or creating a YouTube content script. You could be doing all of those things with freelance writing. So it really just has to do with you writing for a business for a certain objective. That's the overview. Now, let's talk about identifying your skills that might be perfect for freelance writing in 2024. Well, this really has to do with if you enjoy writing or talking about a subject, this could be something that you could be doing. Also, too, if you feel like writing and typing, you still have limitations, you could always say it by audio and then have it transcribed and then go from there. So there are many different ways that you can go about it. Bottom line, I think if you're creative and you're passionate about a certain industry, you can be doing freelance writing and you can get started right now. So it really depends. Again, are you creative? Do you want to start something like this? Are you passionate about a sport or YouTube or a certain subject? Then I would look into that. Now, who's this best for? Again, I would look for ones that are creative and start looking at ones that have created different work before. Have you blogged before? Do you have your own website? Have you created articles? This would be perfect for you. So let's talk about getting started. How can you actually get started in this field? Well, there are really 3 different ways that you could be getting started. Number one, you can look at local markets, 2, marketplaces, or 3, just volunteering. So let's talk about volunteering first. That is if you have no experience and you need to start going out there and having building a portfolio, that's number one, getting experience and volunteering. Number two is local markets. If you know of a chiropractor, a electrician, some kind of local business, you can go and ask them, do you have a blog? Would you mind if I started writing for you, guest writing? Now, you might write 1 or 2 for free, but getting that experience or getting that foot in the door is paramount. And depending on the local business, if they know anything about like blogging or the benefits of blogging, you can also educate them on it and just let them know that helps them with their ranking on Google so people will find their business more easily. So again, use it layman's term. You don't have to talk about like SEO, search engine optimization. You can just let them know you can get more business by being more active on your website. I can write articles for you, yes or no, something like that. Also, too, you can always offer your services on an online marketplace like Upwork or Fiverr. So it really depends on where you want to go. But again, when you're going through this process, think about the benefits for them. Don't make it about yourself. How can you help them? Why is this beneficial? And tie that that need, why they need you, and why you're going to be able to render that service, why you're going to be doing freelance writing. But you can do this for chiropractic offices, for physical therapists, for electricians, like I said, plumbers. A lot of them they don't have time. They're helping people. They're not trying to write. You can be doing that, and no matter what business, you can have a top 10 list that you can build for them for the year. The top 10 stretches that you need to do in between your chiropractor appointments, or the top 10 things you need to do to strengthen your core for physical therapy, whatever it is. And you can even ask chat gpt of like 10 topics that you could write for this industry, x industry, that will really help you out. The next thing that we look at is that's how you can get started with the skills. Now, what are the 5 ways to monetize your skill? That's why you're here. How can you start making money being a freelance writer? Well, there are 5 different ways. Number one, you can freelance. Two, consult. Three, create a resource guide. Four, cohorts. And five, courses. Now, we'll go through the 5 different ones for freelance writing and the pricing that you could be making and all those things. But we'll also talk about trade-offs. Okay, so freelancer, that's done for you service. You're actually rendering a service. You're creating the blog post or doing something for them. Now, what can you make if you're a freelance writer? Well, you can make a lot of money in different ways, but you might be paid per word or per page or per story that you create. Now, what are the drawbacks? It's time intensive. It can take a lot of time. You're going to be working on it, and creating that. So you're going to have to think of the story, then create it. And it's not just, you know, doing a prompt and, asking ChatGPT to write it. You need to have some kind of expertise or something to make sure that it's accurate, because yeah, ChatGPT can write that blog post, but you want to make sure that it's the right cadence, all of those things. It's appropriate, basically. You can still do that to get started, but remember, are you passionate about it? For example, are you writing for a sports team? Are you writing for something that you care about? You can definitely start with freelance writing. Consulting could be if you enjoy writing and you feel burnt out and you don't want to write every article, can you consult with a company and teach how to write a blog post or teach them how to write certain content? And that way, it helps the business, and you can teach an intern or someone on their team to be able to do this. So they're investing into their company by listening to you, by consulting with you. Now, this is easy to start, and you can scale your time and energy and your money by doing this, because instead of you spending so much time writing, consulting might be a better path. For us, that's what we do. We don't build apps for people. We're not building a lot of processes or SOPs, standard operating procedures. We consult. We do the same thing when we write different content as well. So it really depends on what's going on for you. And depends on your expertise level too. If you're just getting started, you might need to be doing the reps. You need to be starting as a freelancer so you understand what's going on. The third one that you could be doing is resource guides. Now, this is like DIY, do it yourself. So you could, if you're already a professional in freelancing or you're a writer, you can give them a resource guide that they can follow. And again, it's similar to consulting, but it's more work on their part. But you can sell your templates, you can sell your resource guides so they can understand how to do this for their own business. Let me know in the comment section down below, which format would you like? Now, there's two more that I like. It just depends on what's going on with you. Cohorts and courses. I would do a cohort before a course. Now, first of all, what is a cohort? Cohort. It has to do with you're teaching someone something, a skill, and they're doing it usually in a certain period of time. For example, if you're thinking about teaching, we'll give an example of if you're teaching someone how to write sponsorship, like outreach. For example, I'm a YouTuber. I want to get more sponsorships. I need to learn how to write better. You can do a cohort where you're teaching everyone at the same time for 7 days how they can write better pitches to get more money, right? So that's a cohort. If you're looking at Creator Wizard, that's what they do. It's 7 day program. It's like $97 plus their template, which is an upsell, and they're teaching people at scale how to make better sales. Now, they also offer consulting at a higher package point, right? But now it's a product suite. A product suite, you have multiple different offerings, they're making money. I'm just getting a taste of what their cohort is. If I like working with them, then I might book a call and they charge me more, right? So for you with freelance writing, can you charge them to teach them a certain type of writing style, blogs, or creating newsletters? And then for consulting, they're charging. You can now charge more of a premium after that. The next one is courses. I would say I'm keeping that to last, and that's something that can come out of cohorts. But really, instead of trying to think and just build it from scratch, if you do consulting, if you do freelancing, all those things, and a cohort before you build out the course, that allows you to work out all the kinks. Then you learn the best, like your best practices, your best, methodology, all of those things that then you can build a course. So then when people can't, attend your cohort live, they don't have the money for your personal consulting, take one of your courses and then you can offer that. But I think trying to do that first or even second, that causes a lot of time and energy waste. Go out, freelance, consult. I would probably consult, build a cohort, then a course. Then based on my what I want to do, I would freelance. If I'm just getting started, again, I need those reps, volunteer and start freelancing. That would be the main things. Remember, if you're just getting started, volunteer, get proof of concept that you're good, then start freelancing, then do everything else. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is the tech. How can you start freelance writing? Well, there's three things that you can be using. You can use Hemingway Editor that helps you to write clearly and ensure readability. So basically, you can write at a certain grade level that's easy to read, and then that allows you to again scale and be more clear, and for people to just like your writing. I think I've read a report. I'll have to find it, but basically, most people enjoy reading at like a fifth grade level, just because it's so easy and they can. It's less thinking. So a lot of times, newsletters or blogs, it's simple for it to be easier to read. Number two, ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT assists in generating prompts and fleshing out content. So, really, I'm not saying use ChatGPT to write your article from scratch, but it can speed up the process once you have a certain formula, once you have a certain voice, or you have the framework, then you can speed it up using ChatGPT. And the same thing with like Writer, it allows you to have different perspectives, allows you to optimize for search engine optimization, which just means it allows people to find your blogs easier because you're keeping on topic. But these are all things to enhance your freelance writing. Start by, again, getting the reps in, working on these things, and then going from there. Now, I mentioned at the 5 ways to getting paid, depending on your audience and what's going on, the prices are going to vary from one thing or another. Some people are going to get paid a couple dollars per page, but consulting, you can charge a couple hundred to thousands of dollars per session, just depending on what you're offering. And more importantly, how does your audience view what you're doing? How is it worth it to them? So you can't just say, I charge $6,000 a month. You could, but you have to validate, does their business even bring in $6,000 a month? If not, how would they be able to pay you? It's got to align with what the value that you're giving them or the potential of how much money you could be making them. We went through part six, the three tech options. Now let's go into part seven, how to get started. Now, really, there are just a few things that you need to do. Number one, pick a format for your skill. You want to freelance, consult, make a guide, cohorts, or course. Then find three potential customers, email them, text them, let them know what you're trying to do, and explain to them how you're going to do it. Now, write down their pain points. If you're not sure, right? So during the conversation, write down their pain points, what's going on with them, because you want to make sure that when you're talking to them, it makes sense. So again, find three potential customers, write down pain points that you could be solving, reach out and tell them how you're going to change their life, ask to charge them. And then if they're ready to pay, send them the payment link, because you want to get to that point with Fry, like, shut up and take my money. You got to see that they're serious, not just interested. And you build that MVB, that minimal viable build it out for them after you make money. Don't start freelancing, don't build out this cohort, this course, if you don't have any customers that have already paid you. And if you're saying, but Doc, I don't even know how to say this to someone. Well, we already got a script for reaching out to people. You can email or text them and you can say, hey, blank, hey, Bob, hey, Ed, how are you doing? I've been working on X and I thought of you because of blank. This program is designed to help you to X to achieve Y. So you're tying in why you're thinking of them, why this is important. So And then if there's something you would be interested in, let me know. Say yes or no, right? So you're not going in with the price right away, but you're letting them know, like, hey, something's coming. So an example of this, right? So if you're saying, hey Ed, how are you doing? I've been working on freelance writing, and I thought of you because you have a local business and you want more customers. This new product or this new service will help you get more customers and be booked out for the rest of the year. If there's something you're interested in, let me know. Right. So you're connecting the dots for them. If you say, well, I'm going to be freelance writing, let me know what you think about it. They might not even understand, like, freelance writing. How does this even, like, how does that make sense for, I'm a plumber. Why do I need a freelance writer? Versus, hey, I was thinking about you because you're a plumber and you're always talking about you want more business in the area. That's what I do. I help you get more customers. That's something you're interested in, right? Because then they're going to ask you why or how, and then you're going to explain. Well, eh, to get more people, you have to attract them. You've got to be talking about how you can help them. I write articles about, 5 things new homeowners, need to know about their home, or I write down, common plumbing mistakes, and we update it so people will know how to do it themselves. And more importantly, if they don't want to do it, they contact you, right? So you're having that conversation, but it's all about them. You're not saying all these buzzwords to get started. And if you do that, that's how you're going to be able to freelance write. You're going to be able to do that for local businesses. You want to do that for YouTubers. It doesn't matter. It's the same formula by focusing on how you can help people with your skill of freelance writing and then going from there. If this is something you're interested in, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you need help with just getting started? Are you a freelance writer and you're now doing this as a side hustle too? You want to make extra money? This is what we're going to be doing. We have 101 different side hustle ideas, and this is just one of them. If you want more information or if you have a question, put it down in the comment section down below. I'll see you in the next video.